Hey, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. And let's talk about something a little political on this channel. Not something I make my business to do on a regular basis here, but Jay-Z, the NFL, social justice, three things that prior weren't really that deeply connected, though Jay has spent quite a bit of time in his career as of late giving his money and his time and his effort to important causes, but still things that prior did not have a deep connection, but now do, since Jay-Z and Roc Nation have recently inked a deal with the NFL for this Inspire Change movement, which apparently is going to grow and progress into a series of initiatives working toward, off of the NFL's website, as they say, economic and educational advancement, police and community relations, criminal justice reform, and there's quite a bit of detail on here about grassroots funding and a host of other issues that we will link you to down below with this article and the one that we're looking at right here on the Bleacher Report. So recently, there was announced the first step of this Inspire Change initiative. It's going to be a concert, some musical endeavors. People who have been named to be involved with that so far are Meghan Trainor, Meek Mill, and Rhapsody. This concert has been announced. We also have an apparel line as well, an Inspire Change apparel line, and there have been a lot of legitimately negative reactions to this announcement. I was pretty quiet when it came to Jay-Z originally inking this deal because in concept, I'm not against the idea of Jay-Z joining up with the NFL to engage in some charity, engage in some social change. I mean, if it ends up giving money to people and communities who need it, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And I know that Jay-Z has a bit of a social justice record that is worth touting. However, when Jay came out publicly and was talking about essentially negative perceptions of the deal and the potential backlash of the deal, basically talking about how the Colin Kaepernick thing, the kneeling, the blackballing out of the industry, and the settlement that came after all of that, that's in the past, that's over, that's done with. We can get hung up over that, but why should we? But as many people reacting to this deal have said all over social media and other places too, in a variety of different articles, there's actually still reason to be unhappy because as well-intentioned as this Inspire Change initiative may be, at the end of the day, it still doesn't address the original issue, what you might say is the catalyst for people being angry at the NFL in the first place. Yes, I do acknowledge that there was a settlement that did occur, but still, I think there are a host of different ways that the league could try to alleviate these problems that may not necessarily lead directly to Colin Kaepernick back in the league at the amount of money he was being paid before. I mean, sure, that would be great, but maybe some movement on better health care, post-retirement for players, giving players more of a voice, or not allowing a culture where players can be punished by the organization or by owners for protesting or just voicing their opinions. Those are some actual bottom-up changes the NFL can make within the organization that would partly, if not mostly, alleviate a lot of the anger and a lot of the unhappiness over the whole Kaepernick situation. And I know that the proceeds that come as a result of either this concert or the apparel line, it's been said they're going to be going toward Inspire Change, they're going to be going toward positive causes, but I feel like there's not really enough fine details being stated in terms of, well, how much of all of this is going toward these causes and what causes and when. These are important fine detail issues that I feel like should be getting discussion around the announcement of this initiative, and it's not really occurring. And that's because instead, I feel like Jay-Z, just as he did when he came out talking about this deal, it seems like he's mostly there just to get people to forget about the Kaepernick thing, move on, and just care about something else, care about what we're doing now, and just don't remember the past. Despite the fact that the conditions that created the situation that made people angry in the past, they are still pretty much there. They're still current. They're still present. So shortly after the announcement of this initiative, this concert, this apparel line, there were a lot of negative reactions. And no doubt Jay-Z and NFL were very conscious of all of them, which is why I think just around the corner came the announcement for a donation of $400,000 to Chicago organizations that empower youth. And once again, this is an effort, this is a part of the initiative that no doubt will be helping people, but still, let's not kid ourselves, let's not be naive. Many instances of corporate or millionaire philanthropy serves as a tax write-off at the end of the day. So there is that. These donations may not be as selfless as they appear to be on the surface, since essentially they're paying for some positive PR as a result of this. On top of that, the NFL undoubtedly would rather blow hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, creating the perception that they have changed and they're doing better than actually change anything within the organization. And once more, this donation, even if this donation was 10 times the amount it currently is now, this does not still address the original issue that made people angry at the NFL. And I think that there are ways that the NFL can address these problems and also engage in this kind of philanthropy and these kinds of initiatives. These things are not mutually exclusive. It just seems very apparent to me that the NFL would rather be doing some soft PR image airbrushing than actually acknowledge the problems that brought them to this position in the first place. And I hope that this money and I hope that this initiative does go on to help people. I hope that Jay-Z joining up with the organization actually is able to create some legitimate change within it. I think that that would be wonderful. I think that that would be fantastic. And I would love for stuff like this to continue happening. But I don't think that this needs to occur instead of, again, legitimate bottom-up change within the NFL as an organization. And I think I will leave it at that. Make sure to leave your thoughts and your opinions down there in the comments. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. All of the articles that I discussed here are linked down below so you can check them out for yourselves and see what the Inspire Change Initiative is all about. And you're the best. Anthony Fantano, forever.